You are listening to a pleasure podcast. For more from our Sex Podcast Collective, visit pleasurepodcasts.com.
Hello and welcome back to the Horny Housewife Podcast. Before I tell you about topic of the hour, before I do anything in regards to what's going down in this episode, let's take a little time out and let's talk shit about the Coldplay couple, okay? It was something that brought the world together. And maybe you're like, Jordan, there's nothing you're going to say that I don't already know about the situation. TikTok covered every single corner of it. I don't even know what's true or not anymore. Just let me give my 2 cents, okay? Really quickly. I want to know who they pissed off or who hates them or who is friends with the camera guy that works at that venue that was like one of those books. Go to box 228 and zoom in on those fuckers when they start cuddling. We're out in that motherfucker. And maybe it was an enemy of the woman. If you don't know, if you don't have social media, you had to have seen this. Like the whole world, you had a cousin, a friend, a daughter, a spouse, someone saw this and showed it to you. But if you don't, no one did. There's a CEO who was caught swaying and caressing some bitch at a Coldplay concert. I saw a TikTok and she was like, Coldplay is for lovers. It's for lovers. It's you don't bring your side piece there. He did her so dirty. Her, his wife. Why couldn't you have gone to the JW Marriott and paid with a PayPal account and a burner phone like a normal person? But you publicly, he had other employees there in that box. When you see that video, because you're going to look it up if you haven't seen it, there's one girl who turns bright red. She's like, and it's like that she was an employee. They were all keeping his grimy, dirty little secret. And he humiliated her. You know, she was mortified. Oh, there's Andy. Hey, Andy, have you seen it? Imagine if he came home and they have a gun. You know what I mean? Sir, I'd like to buy a gun. No, but there was a statement released by this man's wife, soon to be ex-wife now, because what did she do? She was like, I'm not gonna, allegedly, I don't know if this is a real statement or AI created, but this is what I read and I believe to be true. She was like, I am not going to save face or be graceful for optics and blah, 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 blah. I've retained counsel, taken what's rightly mine. This isn't in heartbreak. She was a queen bee bitch energy. She was mother. All hail CEO Andy's wife. What's her name? I don't know. I deserve to know because she's all that matters. Let's reference him as the ex-husband of, okay? So anyways, that fucker was canoodling. The mistress was like the HR. Oh, wow, am I running? And she was married to a very rich man who happened to be far more handsome than the man she's having an affair with. But, you know, I can wrap my head around why people have affairs. I understand people, they're together a long time. Someone lacks willingness, or maybe they're both in it. They're both very committed, but there is a real disconnect in intimacy. You've gotten in this, which I'm about to touch on. Let's just slide right in. Perfect transition. They're feeling neglected at home. They're not building something together. They don't have shared purpose. Remember those lines. And they find something outside that excites them. Like, we get why affairs happen. Okay, we get why affairs happen. But the public parading, the so brazen of him feeling invincible that he could go get box seats and have his be canoodling hands-on in front of other people that they work with someone who is not his wife. And they have kids. Like, just like pig behavior. Piggish. Pig. And what a homewrecker little slut bitch. Ballsy, we expect, I'm sorry guys, men to do this shit. We see it and we're disgusted, but we're not surprised. That sounds so sad. So sad. But you just hear all the time. But something about women doing that is just so disgusting when they know there's another wife and kids. And again, all these people probably end up feeling like they're the exception to the rule. And that's when I think you have to think statistically, you're believing a lie. The illusion, that excitement that couple I ain't even calling them that, had, where they got to live this fantasy life with these invisible boundaries that whatever they were enabled by around, but it was still this thing they had that the world didn't get to interfere with, and they got put on blast, and that steamy, erotic, secret, that's gone. Poof, poof. And now they have to deal with reality, the dust settling, their homes crumbling, their empires, well, really with that kind of money, yeah, empires falling. Shit fucked up, about to lose half your assets, bro. And I hope you do. I hope there was no prenuptial agreement. So that balloon was pooped. And it's what? Most of the time, 9.9 times out of 10, it's one of them is going to be don't ever contact me again. You know what I mean? That's lovey-dovey. It's gone. It's gone. This is not an episode of Scandal. Do you get what I'm saying? So there's that. That's what I feel about that. I wish his soon-to-be ex-wife a lifetime of dignitizing dick, service, love, friendship, wealth, health, and happiness. Okay, so yeah. There's this guy, he has a podcast and a YouTube show where he takes callers, and it's always the wildest story. But I saw him in an interview. I need his callers to write into my show. People think sometimes I do fake questions. They're like, no way did that happen. They're being sent in, written to me. So is there a chance that someone wrote an elaborate story to write in? But I don't understand why someone would do that. But there are definitely creators out there completely bullshitting. And do what you got to do. But I always wondered if his callers were real. Anywho. He was being interviewed and they were asked all about affairs in the workplace. And he was 85%. And I've heard that statistic more than once. 85% of affairs occur at the workplace. I thought it was 60. Where do these statistics come from? How are they getting, what are these surveys and who's taking them? And his response, which I didn't relate to that because I feel like I have shared purpose with my husband. Both of us being very entrepreneurial and shared goals, shared purpose. So there will be a lot of couples listening that feel that shared purpose at home, which is a great affair protector. And let's think of some other affair protectors. Feed them and fuck them. Feed them and fuck them. That works, I promise, ladies. He said that at work, you can often be on these teams, or you have employees or corporate life, and you're working together on a project and you have this shared purpose. Why? I guess the shared purpose makes people horny, I guess. And then at home, ask the ones having an affair with their teammates, okay? It happens all the time. And then at home, it's some men have had their wives turn into this mommy role, not just to their kids, but to them. And it's created this dynamic, and now y'all are platonic coworkers. Y'all are teammates when he's actually fucking the coworker and treating you like how he should treat coworkers. And women do this too. So let's not just say just men. Women do this too. Women cheat too. And guys are yeah, we know. I think women are better at getting away with it though. They're a little bit sneakier. We're better at being sneakier. I know, it's scary. He said at home, they lack that shared purpose, and they're more tackling things as a team, and it's not horny, and they're not connecting, and they're just tag teaming the chaos, essentially. And everything's very predictable. And what do we know predictable to be? Boring. So it really does boil down to, unfortunately, ethics and morals and values. And so it's like a decision, right? It's a choice. It's like commitment's a choice, loyalty is a choice, love is a choice. And it's like, how am I going to show up? And how can I protect the atmosphere my marriage is in? I think that's how you affair-proof your marriage. You know the other person's love language. You don't put yourself in situations, which I guess there's a spectrum, right, of what's a situation. We're not going to be hermit crabs. We're not going to have no social life. There are certain people that value a social life more than others, right? But there's a spectrum. And then there's places that's just like downright like, yeah, if you're going clubbing every Friday and Saturday night with your girls, like you're probably going to be in weird situations where you're going to have to like deny guys or like, you know what I mean? You get what I'm saying. The guys going out to the bar after work with their boys. It's like when, things, it can be a slippery slope and you're getting yourself in certain situations. That's why I don't judge. Sometimes I do. And sometimes I can be that girl. Sometimes I'm not, but sometimes I can. The one that wants to bring her husband along. And when girls but he really is my best friend. It's like, that's great. But there is a time and a place for people to have gender specific quality time together. I think that's important. I do. And I think both genders can mostly agree with me that there are some times we just need to powwow with the girls. You know what I mean? And doesn't mean we're having a shit talk fest. Maybe we are, but it's not about you. And if it is, then maybe that's concerning. And you should bring that home to him. And I would love to be a fly on the wall for the guy hangouts talk. Something I have noticed being married is when Derek will come back from hanging out with his brother or going golfing with, I'm like, well, how's this, and this? Oh, I didn't ask that. And I'm like, how do you spend time with someone for 5 hours and you didn't cover all those bases? Simple creatures. With women, I'm going to know your last period, what you last cried about, what you ate last, and what you thought about last with your husband. Just a little different. So buckle on in. Doop, doop, doop. No more Coldplay affair. No more affair talk at all, actually. Bummer. But we're going to get to listen to questions, and then we're going to talk about your dick, dudes. So leave me 5 stars on Apple Podcast. Make sure you're subscribed to the show, following the show. You can watch the show on YouTube. And if you're not watching the show on YouTube, you can at least go over to YouTube. youtube.com/THHpod and just subscribe for me. Just subscribe. Let the episodes play in the background of your tabs. Just mute it. I need some more hours. I want to monetize my YouTube channel. I don't know. I don't have a filthy mouth. I'm just talking about things, and YouTube doesn't like some of the words that come out of my mouth because they think that it's naughtier than it is. But why do the girls selling their body on the internet get promoted? I don't know why. You know what I loved? I did love seeing Urban Decay, the makeup company, platform a sex worker. And if the reason being is I just feel like for so long, anything that was about the topic of sex, that's an extreme. But I'm still in the topic of sex, even though I'm trying to educate and kiki with y'all about sex, just talk a conversation. But that conversation about sex is oftentimes considered not brand safe, believe it or not. And people are annoyed by my sponsors, which don't you even dare. I will stand 10 toes down for them. You got to realize that, believe me, I would love all of the more mainstream brands to be sponsoring the show as well, in addition to. But a lot of brands find the conversation on sex unsafe. Isn't that crazy? So I'm like, wow, this could be, have a ripple effect. And I know you're like, well, Jordan, that's different than sex work, sex education. I know, but I just want to open the door to the conversation more. We need that. And fortunately, they picked a sex worker who loves that conversation as well. I think she only films with women, if I'm not wrong. If you Ari, Young Gravy's girlfriend, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay, getting into this episode. Love you long time. Don't forget to do all the things I just told you to do. And if you want to follow me on social media, I'll put that link in the episode notes on Instagram and TikTok. It's at THHpod. Go check it out. Today's episode is sponsored by LifeRx. If you go to liferx.md, you can check out what I've been doing. I have been supplementing. I've been injecting myself, oh my gosh, with NAD+. And let me tell you, this is the first time in so many years that at 2 o'clock, I don't feel like I have to take a nap or I'm going to fucking die. So I right off the bat noticed energy and clarity. I didn't even know, like, when I was thinking, I was like, what am I feeling different? I go, I feel like I've had this like sense of clarity. I didn't even know that NAD+ aided in that, but someone was like, oh, are you feeling like more clear? I'm like, clarity is I am feeling clear. So I'm loving thus far, and I've had just a wonderful experience from like the signing up, talking to the doctor. LifeRx is super like custom and tailored to what you as an individual, your goals and what you're trying to do. And I felt that, you know, you can go to the doctor, you can just kind of feel like a number or a dime a dozen. This was a really good experience. So very pleased. You can go to liferx.md and use my code housewife and you will get $50 off your first month, or make it really easy and just click the link in the episode description. But go check it out, whether weight loss, anti-aging, whatever your goals may be, they will help create a custom plan for you that's sustainable, long game, not just this like quick fix and you feel abandoned, like long game. Love it. Go to liferx.md, use code housewife, or just click the link in the episode notes below. Kicking it off. Question number 1, can you provide some recommendations for some good, quiet sex toys? Just had our first child and trying to plan ahead. I love the thoughtfulness. I love the intentionality. I made that word up, intentionality. No, I think that's a word. But like, I can't help but think like, you know, does the baby have its own room? And you'll be surprised at what they can sleep through. You know, believe it or not, they will go out like a light. You know, have a glass of wine before you breastfeed. Just kidding. I'm thinking the Vibe, or really any toy by Womanizer. Probably not. Probably gonna make, actually, no. But I feel like it almost sounds like a noise machine. So I feel like the problem would be maybe like the moaning and the actual sex and the furniture that didn't really do anything. That noise, the ruckus, I feel like a freaking action movie would be more threatening to the baby's sleep than, and still that's not even going to do it. I mean, shit. They sleep through fireworks. They sleep through fire alarms. Not always. I mean, every baby's different, but I'm thinking Womanizer. Also, I have a good advice. You could go to your local sex store, you know, during working hours, bring the baby, just put them on the back. And JK, but I don't think they would judge you probably. I mean, you might be judging yourself, but you know, quick in and out, go to a different part of town. I don't know. Just kidding. I don't fucking know. Get a babysitter. Have your mother. I don't know. Someone go to the sex store and the other person watch the baby. And they usually will demo their quieter toys. Like you'll be able to like turn some toys on to actually hear, because you're going to find so much bullshit online. If you look for quiet toys, you're going to find one that's labeled quiet, discreet, and then you get it and it's like, you know? So that happens too. But I feel like you may be more worried than you have to be. And then when you like want everything to be really quiet, you're like on high alert. Like every noise is so loud because you're trying to be quiet. So just, you know, gauge it. If it wakes the baby up, now you know. But just my opinion, I think that you aim to get that baby in their room by 3 months. Some people are going to come for my head for that one. And I'm sorry about the unprofessionalism. I did just silence my laptop. That was not silenced. And phone. So that won't happen again. I've said it before. I am pro no kids sleeping in the bedroom, and the people that have the family beds are going to come for me. To each their own. Like, I'm not knocking on what you're doing, but I'm knocking on what you're doing because, geez, it sounds like it's got to be a cock block. It has to be. You're not fucking while they're in the bed with you. I would be questioning. Then I would be really judging you. So I'm just confused. But if y'all have your own way, you're like, nope, we're morning, you can't be morning sex. They're still in the bed. What are they getting? We're afternoon delight people. We're evening people before the kids go to bed in the living room. I don't know. Do your thing. Do your thing. Fuck what I'm saying. But if you're open-minded to my opinion, or you're about to have your first child and you're considering all the options, I exclusively breastfed for far longer than I wanted to. If you know, you know. And I did use a bassinet in the beginning because it's just easy, right? I remember sitting at the edge of the bed, like half asleep, breastfeeding, and like Derek's foot behind me, like tapping me in solidarity, and I wanted to chop his foot off. And so, no, it was a sweet solidarity foot touch. He's like, you're keeping me awake too, and I'm supporting you. And then there was a while that I was just a selfless angel goddess, but really it was, I was the one who wanted this. No one told me or pressured me or hinted. It was all me. I wanted to get our son in his room, which was literally right there. I could do one cartwheel and be right there. And many moons ago, and I was going to his room 5 or 6 times a night. Truly, colicky baby 5 or 6 times a night to breastfeed for a year, for sure. For sure. But I am all about protecting that marriage bed. Okay, that's where I want to sleep naked. And you know how I feel about sleeping naked. You're going to have more sex if you sleep naked, at least more intimacy. The silent sleep. So yeah, go test some out at your local toy store. You can read sex blogs, go to Reddit. I would go find forums of like people that are using sex toys that it's not like their website or sponsored. It's just opinion, and you'll find the truth on the quiet toys. But Womanizer, great air suction. And some air suction toys can be like kind of loud. And then the air suction with the vibe, it can be like a humming, like, but again, I think you may be worrying a little bit too much. Wish you well. Congratulations on the first babe. Next question. My wife loves to give blowjobs, but she will not blow to climax. Part of it is taste, but the biggest part is sensory. Interesting. She can't stand that it's warm and a snot-like texture. Oh, we're talking about your jizz. It actually makes her feel the need to throw up. Is there anything that can be done to fix the latter problem? Let's fix both. I love her blowjobs and would love to actually take that to completion. Swallowing or spitting doesn't matter. It's more that I get right there, and then there's almost a reset when she has to stop what she's doing and switch to a hand job. A reset, huh? Okay, then we need to close that gap is what I'm thinking, okay? So we'll go over different options, and then we'll get to like really answering the question in her favor. But first, let's get idealistic with it. If it could not taste like shit, I'm going to insert pop star right now. Okay, so I will help you out. We'll get to all the other answers, but just give me 40 seconds to address the taste, and the pop star could be great for you. It enhances the taste, no doubt. It's based on the ingredients. So like I'm telling you through experience that I know it will make it taste sweeter. So just from my personal experience on the product, So it's a supplement. You take it every day and you're going to like the benefits. Your orgasms will actually feel better because the muscles will constrict more. It's really a win-win. You're supporting your semen health. And then wifey can win too if we can get her on board with taking it in her mouth. But I'm going to give you other options as well. But if you're interested in the Pop Star, go to popstarlabs.com/horny housewife, or just click the link in the episode notes. And that link, if you use Horny Housewife, that's the promo code that will get you 15% off. Is it 15 or is it 20? It's 20. Perfect. 20% off. Stellar. So there's taste. We addressed taste. Why not? Okay. Now, for getting her on board, you're not going to go to your wife and be like, listen, here's the reason I really need this. I really want you to suck it in me, nut in your mouth and swallow. And I know you didn't say you want her to swallow and spit. I'm just saying that little mockery that I did is how she's going to take it. We're like, you're begging for it. We're like, no. Not every woman, but it kind of sounds like your wife might do the in her head or aloud. So maybe I should skip right to her favorite option and maybe we can progress, is if she incorporated her hand while sucking your dick instead of just depending on the mouth. And you're like, wait, I said a blowjob. That's a better blowjob, okay? Lots of guys will tell you, like, forget the whole, like, the porn image, okay? And let's go to the blowjobs most majority of men are receiving, okay? And when she incorporates a hand, you're loving it. You're loving it, okay? You're loving it. It can be very creative. It can create a lot more sensations. You can do a lot more. It's a hand job and a blow job at the same time. For guys with really big ones, they love seeing a hand or two on their dick. Like, oh my God, my dick is so big. And so it's just like a subconscious ego stroke. And the tip is where, the top, where all the nerve endings are and what feels the best. So you don't have to be a deep-throating queen, ladies, to give a good blowjob, okay? And practice really is important. I feel like it's like a skill. You're like, kind of feels foreign if you just stop giving blowjobs. You're like, what do I do with this thing? But I mean, like riding a bike, you'll get back up. Maybe a little wobbly at first. You may be like, oh yeah. But you know what I mean? So it's like riding a bike, but you want to stay active on your bike so it doesn't feel foreign and intimidating at first. So that was for the ladies. And this listener's like, I just want to get my dick sucked till I nut. So we're going to have to improve. She's going to have to start listening to this podcast is my recommendation, my final answer. Because we're going to need her to just take her mouth off when you're about to come and just keep the hand that she had on while she was sucking it to finish doing the job. It should not be a reset of any sorts. It's giving Sue Heck. Is that who it is? What is the girl from the middle? Sue? Okay, that's what I'm thinking of her as an adult woman, not a teenage girl. I feel like she would be resetting. I don't know, it's giving awkward turtle. It's giving, if you're on the YouTube, it's giving awkward turtle, awkward turkey, IDK, maybe BFF Jill. So maybe how you could go about it is next time she's sucking your dick, say, like when it's when you're not about to come, okay? Ask her to involve a hand. And then make sure we give hype. Like, we love a perfect, the moans, the fuck yeahs. Hype her. And tell her in a sexy Christian Grey type of way what you want done and how you want it done. Because even if we love being more dominant, which I'm not, I feel like your wife's going to be just fine doing the submissive. I'm making a lot of assumptions. I'm so sorry. If she's listening, like, don't hate me. I love you. I'm just trying to help. I promise. It's hot. It's kind of hot being told what to do in bed, even if we don't like it in IRL. You know what I'm saying? Lots of powerful men will tell you they know what I'm saying. So yeah, tell her to use that hand. And then when you're about to come, say, keep it going, do exactly what you're doing and just take your mouth off. And then maybe when you give her a facial and she's like, maybe I do want to keep it in my mouth. Just kidding. But you could just rant and rave about that blowjob. Be like, God, that was so amazing. And share that, it's just such a fantasy. It'd be so hot. It'd be so amazing if she could allow you to complete in her mouth. And if you want to spit it on me, say like spit it at me, spit it in my eye as payback, whatever you want, or swallow with a Dr. Pepper chaser, like the horny housewife recommends for the wives that are really just trying to show up and show out. Don't say that last line because she might hit you. Those are always options. And the truth is, because I'm an honest sister, is that I think you should keep your jizz tasting good and support your semen health. I'm going to be a pop star stan about it, regardless of if she's ingesting it or not. But the reality is she may not get there for a while. She may never swallow. And it's one of those things where it is the womp, 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 but we're not going to live our life based on you longing for that sexual scenario, okay? Because we could all sit and tap in to all the sexual scenarios that are on our bucket list that we'd love to experience and get sad and be like, that one might not ever happen. What are you going to do about it? You're going to go throw everything away and go hunt out that gangbang? You're not. You're not. You're not going to do that. So you're going to, trudge on and you're going to be just fine. It's going to be about what you focus on. If every day you're writing in your journal and another day passed and I didn't get my jizz swallowed, you're going to be a sad horny boy. So do you get what I'm saying? It's all going to be about what you focus on. What you're pouring into your energy. There's probably some really awesome, great things about your life and your marriage. So focus on those. Be a sweet gentleman and tell her how you want your dick sucked. And I'll keep my fingers crossed. But if you could get that reset time to not be reset time and you work on that transition, it doesn't need to be a transition if the hand is always involved. And I think we have a solution to what you wanted, which was just to get off with a blowjob. Okay? It might not be in our mouth. Say, squeeze your tits together and here we go. Sometimes I feel like I've talked about this topic for so long that I'm desensitized by the words that I use. And then I realize this could never just be playing aloud for people to pass by and hear. And I forget that. I'm detached from that somehow. I think it's because it's so hard, because I can't sit with that thought. It's unbearable. It is what it is. And I hope my son looks at me in the way, have you seen Meet the Fockers? When his mom is this, a sex yoga lady? I just want it to be viewed like that. Oh, mom's just trying to help everybody have better sex. And there's some distance from that instead of anything else. So, yeah. Has anyone accidentally gotten in their car and this turned on really loud? Your kid... Life changer, game changer. I need some 5-star reviews. So anybody listening, if you like the show and you haven't left a review, just do it. Just go to Apple Podcast, and even if you're a Spotify listener, it would help me so much if you just hop, skipped, and jumped. You can read my latest 1-star reviews and see why I am begging now for a couple 5-star ones. But hey, I've got 1,500 reviews and I can count on now 2 hands the mean, unnecessary ones. So I think it's a good sign. It's a good sign, right? It's a good sign. Today's episode is brought to you by Blue Chew, the OG chewable tablets that are helping you get hard, stay hard, harder, longer, better, okay? Because a confident zaddy daddy is a sexier daddy zaddy. And when you're rocking, ready to go, you're more confident. So you win, we win, we all win. And Blue Chew's awesome because it's all done online. It's so easy. I watched Derek go through the whole process. Very user-friendly. He's not like a tech-savvy guy by any means. And this was like super freaking easy, okay? You can do it with your eyes closed, basically. You talk to a U.S. licensed-based physician. You have choices. We've got the vardenafil. It's the same active ingredients that are in Viagra, Cialis, or Levitra, but in a chewable tablet, okay? So you have options because some people prefer one over the other, and I love that. I love options. And you don't have to wait in a line at the pharmacy. You don't got to go to the doctor and have a weird conversation. You don't have to waste half your day. Just bing, bang, boom, and it'll arrive at your doorstep in a few days. Perfection. So go check it out. Go to bluechew.com and use code HOUSEWIFE to try 1 month free. Just click the link in the episode notes if that's easier, or go to bluechew.com and use promo code HOUSEWIFE at checkout. Sex is great whenever. It's like pizza, right? We love it. We love it year round. But summer sex, it hits different when we're hot. And we got that like glistening sweat, and we've had the twisted tea or whatever, the White Claw, the margarita, the tequila on the rocks, the mocktail. And we're just feeling ourselves, and we're flirty, and we're enjoying the summer nights where the sun sets a little later, and we're getting it on. We're horny. We're aroused. It's an erotic vibe. Maybe you're like, I want that. I don't have that. Beducated, baby. Level up that sex. Level up that sex. If you are serious about spicing it up, mixing it up, you love this podcast, but you really just, this is where the people that are for real are going to be going to Beducated. Never have I ever heard of a person go to Beducated and go, oh, I regret that. No, they're like, why didn't I do this sooner? It is the Netflix of sexual wellness, if you will, okay? Over 100 expert taught courses, and it's not boring. You're like, oh, courses, like, is this like school? No, this is fun. This is slightly arousing. And this is educational. So we just check in all the best ways. We're learning about sex, and now we're eager to go try this out. There's something for everybody. I think it's a great date night idea, a great solo idea, women looking to like boost your confidence, be more aware of what you like, what you're into. This is for you. Guys wanting the technique tips. You want to eat pussy like a pro. You want to show up and know what you're doing. This is for you. This is for couples looking to level up, experiment, try new things, whether you're vanilla, super duper freaky, something for everybody. You must try it out. Go check it out at the least. And right now, we're kicking off the end of summer with a 60% off 1 year of Beducated. That's an extra 10% off from their normal promo. So run. It's code Jordan, JORDYN, or just make it simple and click the link in the episode description below. Again, that's a Beducated, BEDUCATED, and promo code Jordan, JORDYN, and that'll get you 60% off of 1 year with Beducated. Go check it out. Moving onward, question number 3. Jordan, just now listening to you talk about how if you have no girlfriends, it's a major red flag. I agree, it's a shit way to live. I'm dying to have a couple of good girlfriends. I'm 46. How do you make friends as an adult? You're asking me? We're dying. Hubby and me both want friendships. Fucking work and kids take so much time, and we're tired. How is it done? We'll be dying till answer shows itself. Okay, don't die. Nobody die. And we're all in the same boat. Truly, I think every single adult, maybe not every single one, but like can't relate to the ones that say it's like so easy to make meaningful friends. Like it may be easy to meet people. Like if you threw me in a social situation, I'm gonna swim. Like I have manners, and like my mother raised me right, and I know how to be polite, and I know how to like be in the room. Now, do I want to find the girls that we can kiki with and maybe go hit our pens in the back and then talk shit about that girl that's a total fucking bitch? A little bit. Make fun of me a little bit. I'm a Libra Sun Scorpio rising. Just let me be. And if you know, you know. So it is hard to find the people you can trust. You know, not stupid bitches. There's lots of them. And there's people who like don't want to see you win, or there's a lot of people who will act a certain way to your face, and then it's not congruent behind your back, and you're like, well, what about the girl that you just called a stupid bitch? I'm not gonna go kiki with her. Do you get what I'm saying? If I'm like, unless I like just meet someone and you're like, I can tell that you're a C word. I can just tell. I smell it. And I've been wrong before. I have been totally wrong before, or like intimidated by someone, or felt like, but usually I'm right. Like I've met people and I'm like, I don't think you liked me when you first met me. And they're like, yeah, I didn't. But I love that. That's what I want, the transparency and the honesty. This isn't about me. Let's move on to the listener. I'm just trying to relate to you that it's hard to make friends as an adult, but some things that help. Say are you a mommy meetup groups. If you have kids in school, that to me is like how I've met new people that I haven't met before, but good luck in the summer, them hanging out with you. Just kidding. No, I'm just new. You're new, right? That takes time to develop, but push yourself. Like I've met some really awesome moms at my son's school, and we're not like all hanging out and doing things, but the way that I feel comfortable showing up and talking, and I would love to do things with them actually, is because I push myself and I show up and I go to certain things and I go over and talk to them, and it's really uncomfortable when people are like in a circle waiting for your kids and you're like, I'm not in the circle. You just walk up to it. And if they're going to talk bad about you, is like, what are they doing? Then that's their problem. And it can feel uncomfortable, but you never are going to like meet or connect with that one person who you're like, oh wow, like she's really nice. Like our kids play, let's play, unless you put yourself out there. So I think getting uncomfortable, if you don't have kids, I know this sounds corny and cliche, you can judge me all you want, but it's true. The Meetup app, I remember when I first moved here, I downloaded that to like do activities that I liked, that I knew other people would be at, so I could meet people. So like, I think putting yourself in social situations is a part of it. So if you're super introverted, or if that's super uncomfortable for you, then that can suck, because then it's really, really hard for you. But I feel like you wouldn't be dying, quotes, if you weren't a social person in some regard. Couples, like going out, you and your husband date night to a place, or maybe that has like family style eating that was really niche, or you require like a team. Like, is there like something you can play? Go golf, play with a group. I love golf now, by the way. I love it. And I suck at it, but I love the outfits. And you can ride around the cart and like drink a drink. Yeah, the people that aren't watching, you missed that. I said, smoke a little weed. So I just said it twice. Am I ever going to be YouTube monetized? I wonder if I'm going to be allowed. Fingers crossed. Luckily, though, with the podcast, I can still say whatever I want. But YouTube might go, no, you can't. But then it's okay. I'll just post it for free. It doesn't take my time and my energy. But circling back to you saying it's a major red flag, I hope I did not offend. It's more so like, do you not have any existing friends from childhood? And if not, if there's no relationship connection that you made growing up, it's you. It's you. And it doesn't have to be a bad thing. Maybe it is a bad thing. Maybe you're like Okay, well, what is it? Are you closed off? Do you not go deep with other people? Are you defensive? Do you view everyone as competition instead of an ally? I understand not trusting. I am not a trusting person. I'm not. I am not. I used to be, and I'm not anymore. So I understand like earning that, and I'll still overshare. I will still say things I'm like, I should not have said that, but I'm not sitting there thinking I trust them, if that makes sense. Like, my feelings are guarded. I'm prepared and waiting for you to hurt them. That's a terrible way to live, by the way. Absolutely terrible. But if you're too guarded and you don't get vulnerable, you're never going to have a meaningful relationship. If you cannot go beyond the surface, if it's always small talk, if it's always surface level, you're not going to form a connection. I think guys have a harder time than girls with this for some reason. I wonder what could it be. But I think maybe getting vulnerable. But a lot of guys, like the friends they've had or people they've known for years and 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 years. But guys sometimes can be like awesome, cool, simple creatures, and they just like the extroverted ones, they just connect, and now they're buddies, and now they're going golfing together. You know what I mean? So sometimes they have it easier, sometimes they have it harder, and I don't judge them as harshly. I don't know why. I don't know if that's fair or not, but especially the provider men, like the men that are like really traditional, I think they put their time and energy into things that can sometimes isolate them, sometimes not. Sometimes it creates a network for them. And women, especially if we're like stay-at-home moms, housewifey vibes, and you feel really isolated and at home with your kids all day, and you talk to children all day, you can feel mind-numbingly fucked off. So there's that. And these are all seasons. So sometimes we have seasons that are more lonely than others. Does not mean that you are a red flag or something's wrong with you. I'm just saying there are women out there that exist that there is no one they could call, and they've had many opportunities and friends. Like the girl that always has a new friend group, like there's always like, she had a falling out, they had a falling out, they had a falling out, they had a, like, so that was that. That's all that is. Okay, if you're listening and you want to write in, go to thehornyhousewifepodcast.com and you can submit anonymously on the Ask Anonymous page. And the name and the email part of the form are optional. Please get creative and make something up because it just is more fun for me. Or I'll make it up. I always do. And if you want to join the Patreon, go to patreon.com/The Horny Housewife Podcast, or just click in the link in the episode notes. Okay. Moving on to today's topic. Did the intro get you excited about today's topic? Maybe not the girls are like, I don't have a penis. But the majority of my listeners are men. And ladies listening, you have a partner, a husband, a boyfriend. I'm doing him a solid, okay? So, bet you didn't know, because I didn't. And maybe you'll know, but when I watched this course, the guy was like, don't just think these are regular men Kegels. We need to go over why we need to do the man Kegels and the reverse Kegels, so we don't overcorrect, think PE nightmares. Okay, you're like, what? Should I turn this off now? No. I'm going to tell you about a few things that maybe you would have never thought that are related to your erection. I took the course on Beducated called Reclaiming Your Hard Dick. No, it's called Reclaiming Your Erection. And I'm barely scratching the surface. Barely scratching the surface. So this is not a paid segment by any means. If you're new here, I every now and then will watch a Beducated course and, pass on the good word, doing the Lord's work. And if you're interested in doing the whole deep dive, then guess what? Get on over there, because it's going to blow your socks off. You won't be disappointed. I promise you. So I stand by it. You're not going to hate it. You're going to love it. Okay. So first things first. I might have scared you by mentioning PE, but truly, like, girls, you've heard it too, probably. If you do Kegels 24/7, who has that problem though? Like the chances of you over Kegling are so small. But just know you're going to get maximum benefits by doing both exercises. So there's like 3 techniques for the Kegel and then for the reverse Kegel, and I'm going to tell you how you're going to do it. So the sensation that you feel when you, like a flaccid penis, like the feeling of pulling the penis into the body, and when it's hard, lifting it up. Like, how like guys can wave to us, like say you're laying down, which these exercises I suggest starting in the laying down position. You can work your way to sitting up when gravity's working against you. Another thing is, I'll preface this with saying, when I'm telling you like the sensation you're looking for in this workout of sorts, if you will, I mean, it is, I'll make the gym comparison. It may feel foreign at first. You may not really understand. I encourage you to think about the muscle. I was looking at diagrams on this course, seeing like the muscles going around the sphincter and the perineum and up the pelvic floor, okay? And how they play such a role in the penis, like as a whole and its function and getting hard, and during climax as well. So these are very important muscles that will make everything feel better. And this guy was like, this expert teaching the course was like, I can induce a boner by activating these muscles, not by thinking about boobies everywhere, but from the exercise that I've done. And just like the gym, you need to consistently show up, okay? You got to consistently do it. Like I'm doing one right now, and I'm using my mind to think about the muscle, and then that's just making it that much better, okay? So the pulling the penis in, the lifting the penis up, that sensation when it's hard, drawing your balls into your body, like that feeling of like sucking them up in there. I don't have balls, I'm just pretending I do. And then tightening your sphincter like you're holding in a fart. And he said it like holding in a fart. He says fart like fart, which is so much nicer and softer. So that's Kegels, okay? Those sensations are Kegels. Now, again, what is the opposite? Because we need to do those. Really? We have to do those too? You should. You really should. You want to activate the muscles and you want to relax the muscles. So the feeling of, instead of drawing it in, lengthening the penis, extending your balls down, not sucking them up, like the relaxing, and visualize my balls dropping. And then pushing the sphincter, the anus muscle, as if you are going to fart. So instead of holding it in, try not to use those stomach muscles or the ass cheeks. Don't just go clench, but like really think about the actual butthole. Like, have you ever like told someone to relax? I have, and been like, relax. Like, you want to relax your jaw, right? And then your butt, and you're like, oh wow, I didn't even know I was like gripping on with that sphincter muscle. Okay, so you're gonna want to do it like you're like pushing out a little bitty fart, not a big one, not like just like a little. That's the sensation we're going through. We're going to aim for. So, a way to practice this. You can do it just like I said if you don't masturbate. But if you masturbate, I recommend that this is when you do this. We're going to just 10x the bennies. She's like, oh, I masturbate perfect. Now, you're not going to use porn. While the man in the Beducated course said, sure, fine, he recommends not, so we can stay on focus and not on the visual, I'm going to just go ahead and say, let's not. Let's be really intentional and really focused, okay? So you're going to do 6 to 10 reps of holding for 10, release 1, 2, hold for 10. Now, you're not going to be able to hold, to do the activate or the release motion for 10 seconds. Maybe the first time you get 3 or 4, truthfully. And just like in the gym, you want to exercise the muscles until point of failure. Whilst masturbating, you're going to wait till you get really hard, okay? And then you're going to take the fingers of your one hand and you're going to put them on, like 2 fingers on the perineum, which is the space between, the balls and the butthole. You knew that. The male G-spot of shorts. And you're going to jerk off with the other, and you are going to squeeze those muscles there. And again, this is going to be something that you're going to have to think about. And you should feel a bulge creating. So if you're doing those exercises while erect, which if you're erect, you'd be able to really, really feel it. It should start creating a bulge right there. And again, it might not last as long as I'm making it sound super, super easy. And if you focus on those exercises and then go limp, you're not hard any longer. You get back hard again and repeat. And basically you're doing it until like you've exhausted those muscles. You will feel, like I just said, a little bulge in that perineum if you are stimulating, like pinching down there, not like, oh, I'm going to get myself off in the G-spot way and massage my prostate. We're going for more the muscly layer, which is not as deep as your prostate. So shouldn't be hard to feel, especially if you're activating and relaxing those muscles down there. Again, if this comes really easy to you, you can practice sitting up. And if you are not going to do this during solo pleasure, you could do it anytime, anywhere. Why is Mike lying in the corner over there? Mike just lays down everywhere we go. What's he doing? He starts moaning after a little bit. Okay, another factor that maybe you did not think of when it comes to penile health and awesome erections is cardiovascular health. Did you know that your heart health is directly related to your erections? A lot of people just jump to, I've got ED, let me take something for it. And if there's a cardiovascular issue, like you're not doing yourself any favors. So it's always good to like be in the know of what's going on with your body. But little things you could do at home, like audit your diet. Are you eating a ton of foods? Especially if you have, like if you're like, my erections are just not what they used to. Do you eat processed food all the time? Are you eating really like high sugary foods all the time? You're like a fast foodie person and your dick's like, meep, meep, meep. Maybe if you pulled a bunch of people in a group that suffer from issues like that, it could be a common thread that they don't have a fabulous diet. I know there's lots of factors. I know there's lots of different type of people experiencing different things, but you would be surprised how their diet is certainly hurting, not helping. And I think there is definitely a time and a place for medical intervention or even just using that type of medicine in certain situations, whether you have ED or not. But becoming dependent on something in order to perform is not what we want. So you want to be like covering your bases in regards to doing those exercises. Like use it or lose it. Like you want to be doing whatever you're doing on the side or supplementing to help testosterone, Viagra of sorts. You still want to be doing these Kegel exercises and the reverse. Like it's like staying in shape down there. Use it or lose it. And as far as diet and lifestyle and now knowing it directly correlates and it's nothing wild, like fruit, veggies, whole grains, fish, heart healthy foods, something akin to the Mediterranean diet is what this expert who taught the course said. Google the Mediterranean diet because I don't know. Do you want me to Google it? I'm not going to. But it's really easy to find heart-healthy foods with just a quick little search. And we're all resourceful, smart human beings. So I won't go on a tangent of stuff that you don't need to hear from me. The point is do a little audit, a little scan of what's going on. What are you putting in your body? What are you doing for your body to support your sexual organs? And we know that they're not just used for sex, but you want to use them for sex, and we like to use them for sex. So we aren't getting any younger. Unfortunately, I know you didn't want me to say that, but I was always told, don't take your health for granted. Don't take your health for granted. And I know people listening to me that are older than me are like, shut the fuck up. You are 35 years old. Shut up. But you know what? I don't feel 25 anymore. Okay? I don't feel 25 anymore. So it still is like this little realization that I have of like, oh shit, am I going to be like achy and miserable in 10 years? What can I do about it now? So regardless of the age you are at, getting proactive about your health, and men, about your erections, vital. Because we know you want to be digging it down forever. You don't want to be that guy that feels horny, wants to please his wife, and physically can't. And that is the case for so many people. And a lot of people don't think about the things they can tweak in their everyday lives and just jump to the extreme. So again, I'll put the link of this course. And again, I'm not getting anything from it. There's no commission, nothing I'm earning by you clicking or go checking out this course. Even if you sign up for Educated, I'm not getting any sort of kickback. Truly, it's just a fabulous resource and a game changer. So if this was interesting and you would love to hear from an expert with the credentials to tell you all the things to get you optimized downstairs, then I'll put that link in the episode notes. It was very interesting, even though I don't have a penis. Passing it on to my penis having pals. Love you long time. Don't forget to give me 5 stars. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Write into the show. Suggest a topic. All the things. And I will see you next Monday.